Guys, I'm so sorry this is late. Yeah, I had to catch up on Big Brother. If I didn't take my nap earlier, I would have been up to date, but I had to take the nap. If I didn't take the nap, I would have you might have not have gotten this review tonight. Yeah, it would have been a thing like that. Like you probably wouldn't have got this review tonight. So it was a matter of fact that I had to take that nap in order for me to have the energy that I have right now in order to give you this review. So do excuse my bed. Yes, it's a mess. It's because I've been lying in my bed watching Big Brother. I watched Love Is Blind. Yeah. So yeah, but tonight was eviction night. But before we get into that, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you my brain, my brain. How am I stumbling on my own intro? Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as you guys already know, I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so be sure to join the family. Without further ado, let's get into this review. So, as you guys already know, it's eviction night. Elsa is saying that her and Marcus cannot sleep together anymore. I'm not sure why she said that, but that's what she proceeded to say. The weather outside is terrible. But I like to sleep to rain, so that's interesting. I digress, sorry. Elsa asked Marcus, does he like sleeping on his own? I don't. Okay, cool. So you see, like mind games in terms of like if you like somebody, you just tell them. Why can't people just be direct? Is my thing. Like if you like someone, just tell them that you like them. Like why can't you just be upfront and direct and say to someone, listen, I'm feeling you. Like, but people are so afraid to put their cards on the table, which I get because the dating scene and the way people be moving is actually pretty scary. So I do get it to an extent, but sometimes you just have to sometimes you have to take that risk. Guys, in life, if we don't take risks, how are we going to prosper? We have to take the risk. These mind games and asking all these questions to try and understand how someone, just be like, listen, I like you. I mean, it happened to me once upon a time. I put my heart on the line for somebody, but I got burnt. But it's just, I had to charge it to the game. The game's the game. I had to charge it. Like at the end of the day, there's gonna be people out there, other men out there that are for me, other men that want me for me and not gonna wanna be talking to other people. Like it is what it is, you know? So you just gotta charge it to the game, to be honest. Richard ends up going in the diary room and he's saying that he's feeling guilty that he took so many eyes yesterday. I don't want to hear it. You made a decision to be greedy because you actually wanted to take all 300. So you now come in and say you're feeling guilty. I'm actually not trying to hear it. Stand on business. You wanted to take the 50. You took the 50. And the fact that we'll get to it when we get to it. But you took the whole 50. So stand on it. Stand 10 toes. You made your decision. Don't feel guilty now. You should have thought about that before you tried to be greedy and take it, because you knew the exact amount that was left, and the fact that you still wanted to take the rest, it just goes to show your greed. It actually goes to show your greed. And yeah, there's certain people I just look at sideways now in this Big Brother house, and he's one of them. Like I just look at Richard sideways. I'm like, don't think your age is saving you, you know? Like, don't actually think because you're age 60 that that's actually saving you. And, you know, obviously with the story about his adopted son and that, yeah, it's sweet and it's cute, but when I see foolishness, I have to call you out. And that was foolish. I know you're trying to say you feel guilty. Stand on business. Marcus says the wolf pack is an open wound at the moment. So obviously Cameron B, Tate, and Marcus are like a trio. And they're calling themselves the wolf pack. That's cute. Tate says he's in the diary room that he's gonna make it up to Cameron B because Cameron B's upset about him not basically putting him forward to come and collect some eyes. Zila has been working out 5 years in total. I think he said 2 years. 2 years as a woman and then 3 years as a man, or is it the other way around? I can't quite remember. Please do correct me in the comments. And he also played rugby as well. Jenny then proceeds to join into the conversation and basically wants to know how the top surgery that Zila got felt. And Zila was talking about gender euphoria, and basically, again, correct me if I'm wrong, what gender euphoria basically is, what Zila, from what the understanding I got from how Zila was explaining it, is basically, you know, as you're in the transitioning, like as you're transitioning or you're in the process of doing it, there's going to be certain things that, for example, it could be little things like, you know, with women, when they come out of the shower or they're in the bathroom, they'll tie the towel around the whole top of their body, but like, and for men we just tie it around like this. But Zila started to say little things like that is what was changing, and then like that's how he had like a gender euphoria. Please, like, do correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I'm trying to relay it back to you guys as best as I possibly can, because reviewing shows isn't easy. Like, you're watching it and you're having to take notes at the same time, so you don't get to pick up everything that's being said. So please, if I am wrong, say what I'm saying. Please do correct me. Gani then starts to cry because he feels like he hasn't told his story. And this is why with these social experiments and with these type of TV shows, you gotta come in from the start with the mindset that you just have to be yourself. And I'm not saying he wasn't being himself, but it's like, obviously he just, time wasn't on his side. But it's like, try and make those connections, try and get to know people, so then if people are putting you up for eviction or they have the power to do that, you're not going to be on the chopping block, because people's like, no, you know what, Gani's cool. Like, I've gotten to know Gani. He's actually a cool guy. I want him to stay. Make it tougher for people. Don't make it so easy for their name to be on the tip of your tongue. Jenny and Elsa are having a conversation, and Elsa saying how she likes Marcus, but she doesn't want to mess with someone if it isn't going to go anywhere. I do understand that. You can like somebody, but what's the point of, if it's just going to be like a big brother fling, and then outside we're not going to have no communication? Like, what's the point of me catching all these feelings for what? For me to just be hurt? I don't think so. So I do get her reservation. But because of Elsa saying that they can't sleep together anymore, he thinks that he's now in the friend zone. That's what Jenny and Elsa kind of put together. But I think that Elsa's just kind of overthinking the whole situation. I feel like this is where communication comes in. You see, and this is the problem this is actually the problem with the dating scene as a whole. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is. People struggle with communication. It seems to be a thing where people, like, a lot of people pass English GCSE, but somehow fail to communicate. Make that make sense? A lot of you got at least a C, I assume, in English language and literature. Why are we finding it so hard to communicate with one another? I don't understand. I should not be having to probe you to tell me how you're feeling. Like, I hate shit. Like, I really, like, the thing is with me, stuff like this would annoy me in somebody. Like, y'all might think I don't have patience, which I don't, but stuff like this irritates me. If you cannot communicate something with me, you're not the person for me. I like communication. I like direct. I like honesty. If you can't bring those things to me, respectfully, move on. And this is why I'm saying I haven't got time for men that play these type of games with me. That's the first thing. When I start talking to a guy, that's the first thing. I lay that card on the table. I say, listen, when you deal with me, obviously I don't say it like that, but I'm just summarizing it. When you deal with me, I'm a very upfront person. I like honesty. I like clear communication. I like direct. I like someone to be upfront. Don't play these type of mind games with me. Don't hold out on me. Don't hold back, because that, like I said, and I'm gonna talk my tea, because in the gay dating scene as well, I'm pretty sure men have gone through this. Like, months back, talking to someone, and you know what? It's like, I'm not going to spill too much of it, but it's like I was seeing things being posted on stories and stuff like that, and it was just like, oh, okay. So with me, I don't overthink. I let the Lord do his magic. I let the Lord kind of pan out what's going to happen here. Then it comes down to it when I'm seeing certain things happening, certain movements happening. I'm just like, okay, cool. I had to basically do what I do and kind of do like a post to say, Like, I put the bait out, you caught the bait, and you got hooked. That's basically what I done. And it's like, why do I need to do that in order for you to communicate with me? Because it shouldn't have to be for me to be asking you these questions, or for me to have to post something on social media in order for you to catch the bait. Like, you're a grown man. And that stuff like that, for me personally, is a huge turn off for me. Stuff like that for me, it's just like, I ain't got time for it. That's childlike behavior. And I just, quite frankly, I don't have time for it. I'm like, I'm better than this. And then what makes it worse is you wanna be putting people in triangles. This isn't Love Island. This is what I'm saying about communication. If you know that from the minute you have another connection with whoever, that should have been communicated with me. Why wasn't that communicated? Why? Okay, cool, fair dues, I'm seeing it, but why wasn't that communicated? I thought we had that mutual respect. You understand? And probably people think, oh, if it was a few months ago, like, why are you still talking about it? It's just like, if I review certain shows and I'm seeing similar types of behavior, it's like, it's to kind of, give you guys advice as well. Like, if you spot these type of things, just to kind of run away and to kind of just like, don't entertain it. Don't entertain it. Don't let no man try to put you in a triangle either. You're better than that. Like, you actually know what you stand for. You have morals. You have respect for yourself. Don't let no man put you in no triangle. And especially with gay men as well. Gay men don't know. Well, some of them don't know what they want. They think they know what they want until it's actually presented in front of them, and then they start panicking and they don't actually know what they want. Their brain starts getting frazzled. But I promise you, I'm not here to try and unscramble your brain. That's not what I'm here to do. Sorry, I got my own life to live. We then it's now time for the shopping. It's because it's an economy shopping list. It's only breakfast, lunch, and dinner stuff. Zila then ends up going into the diary room, and they have actually underspent. So Zila has to come up with the price by himself. They end up spending 402 pence. Zila's then telling Big Brother how he really wants to stay in the Big Brother house. Nancy said that her parents were together in Italy. Then her mum wanted to go to Scotland, and she was just left with her dad in Italy. Then her mum kind of said to her, come to Scotland here on a holiday, and then it ended up her going to school there and staying in Scotland. So yeah, it was like a lot of moving, or kind of like a lot of different things happening in her life at a young age. Now, I found myself agreeing with George from a few things. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not really a fan of him, as I've made that quite clear on my social media. I'm not really a fan of George, but you see, when people talk facts and when people talk sense, I cannot disagree with it, no matter how I feel about you. And so I found myself kind of Tarek, stop with the kind of. I actually found myself agreeing with George with a few points he was making. So here's the first. So obviously people were asking, a few of the people were having a conversation regarding what would you actually spend the money on if you was to win? And obviously Jenny was like, I'll go on holiday. And George was like, why would you spend money on a holiday when you can get out of the rat race and actually you have life-changing money? Why don't you put it to better use? And I totally agree with him on that, because it's the same thing like with Emily, but you know what? I feel like she comes from wealth, respectfully. I feel like Emily comes from wealth anyway, so her saying that is not really going to make a difference. But in terms of Jenny, it's like, I agree. Sorry, in terms of George, I agree with what he's saying. Like, you have life-changing money. Why don't you save that or get into the property market or invest that money into stocks and shares or crypto if you know about crypto? Buy a piece of land somewhere and rent it out. Like, there's so many good things that you could do with that 100K. But going on holiday, okay, you go on a few holidays and then what? You're back to your 9 to 5. Jenny, you're a person, you don't like people telling you what to do from what you said at the start, your intro. If you use the money wisely, if you use that money wisely, you will never have to work with anybody again. I mean, you will never have to work for somebody again. If you use the money wisely. But if you just go on a couple holidays here, and I'm not saying that you can't take some of the money, probably like You could probably take out of that 100K probably like a good 5,000 and go and splash and go crazy on a little or on a few holidays. I'm not saying you can't do that, but the rest of the money you should look to invest or use something wise. So I actually agree with George on that. I do agree with that. George is also saying how he doesn't really care about like the fast thrill things in terms of like virginity and stuff like that, and that's when he comes to tell us that he's never had a first kiss and he's also a virgin. I mean, that's good for him. Like, that's good for him. I wish I could actually come out and say with my chest that I'm still a virgin, but yeah, I'm not. So Gani is now in the diary room and he's saying that Caroline is his favorite in the house. Interesting. Again, this is where I agree with George again, right? This is second time in an episode I'm agreeing with George. Are pigs flying outside? Like, what's happening? So George, so I don't know, Gani must have been talking about Dua Lipa because Gani loves his Dua Lipa, right? And George said that he doesn't understand when people put famous people on a pedestal when in hindsight they actually don't give a shit about you. Listen, let me tell you something that, especially with what's going on social media at the moment, I 110% agree with George again. Because I'm giving a prime example, and I've had to drag fans because of this, yeah. Nicki and Cardi B are constantly, like, right now on social media, they are going back and forth on social media. Back and forth, arguing, talking about each other's children, families, saying some horrible, disgusting stuff to each other, right? Then you have the two fan bases. Instead of them to try and get the women to stop, what are they doing? They're encouraging this behavior. Oh, Nicki is this, Nicki is that. Oh, Cardi with her botched BBL and all this stuff. And I'm reading the comments, I'm thinking, you lot are some pathetic losers. You lot are pathetic losers. It's not all of them, because I've seen some like videos where people who are like Nicki Minaj fans are holding her accountable for what she's saying that you're too much of a talented woman to be engaging in this type of nonsense, which is true. Like, why are you engaging in this nonsense? People are saying, oh, you know, there's things that's going on behind the scenes that you don't know. To be honest, I don't care. Like, you lot are telling me like I'm supposed to care. Like, I really couldn't care less. I'm not in that industry, number one. Number two, I don't really listen to her music like that. Number three, it's like things that are getting said, it's the words that are getting said that is outrageous. And the fact that a lot of you are co-signing this bullshit is telling me who you are as people as well. So it's like, I just stay away from people like that as well. Like, it's actually telling me who you are as people. It's disgusting. So I see where George is coming from, because Nicki don't give two shits about you. If she saw you in the street, it's like when she was that time in Camden. When Nicki Minaj was in Camden one time, I think she had a show here or she was on tour, something like that. She was in Camden. She was actually pushing fans out the way. But people are saying, oh, I would die for Nicki Minaj. Like, honestly, like I'm telling you, people are too much when it comes to this stuff. So with George, again, I agree with you. And Gani was saying maybe because George is jealous. It's not jealousy. Again, I'm agreeing with George. It's not jealousy. Because I'm not envious of you. Like, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, they've done very well from themselves, especially from where they've come from. They've done very well for themselves. But it comes to a point where it's like, why am I idolizing you? I only idolize one person, and that's God. Why am I idolizing a celebrity that doesn't even know who I am? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Some of you will probably allow Nicki to probably pee on you, and you lot will be happy with that. Same with the Cardi fans. Some of you will allow Cardi B to pee on you, and you'll be happy with that. It's actually embarrassing. Get a life. It's not all of you, but the majority of you that behave like that, get a life, honestly speaking. It's disgusting. You then have Elsa who in the diary room, and she's saying that she's feeling overwhelmed. And she is basically overthinking the whole Marcus situation and how she really likes Marcus. There's one way to solve this, and it's irritating me a little bit. Speak to him. It's really annoying. It's so irritating how people would really like, oh my God, does he like me? I'm not sure. Or does he think I've... Ask, speak, talk. It's irritating, guys. It's annoying. It's annoying. That's why I'm not really I'm not really going easy on people in today's review because I'm seeing things that's starting to bug me. They simple, like, you are really working yourself up for no reason when you could just end all of that by talking to the guy. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make no sense. So now Elsa and Marcus are having a conversation and they are talking about the feelings that they have for each other. Elsa saying that she has her guard up because she doesn't want to get hurt. And Marcus is saying that he enjoys her company. He's saying on the outside it can continue. How easy was that? How easy? Elsa, how easy was that? Y'all had a conversation. It's not gonna put your mind at ease. How easy was that? How easy was that? You see, in the space of 5 minutes, you got the answer that you wanted by just talking. Some of y'all really frustrate me, honestly. They now get to spend iCurrency at the Ideal mini market. George then kind of relates it to politics, which, again, I agree. So the ones that don't need it, like don't need a lot of money, will still take more. But the ones who need it the most, they get less. And that's how it is in the real world. So when George was saying that, I can understand. I'm agreeing with George a lot this episode, which is really, it's interesting. For someone that has such a kind of attitude to him, maybe, and this is a big maybe. So please don't anybody get excited when I'm saying this. This is a big maybe. Maybe it's a thing where I just need to warm up to George. Maybe because he's not really my cup of tea, or he's not someone I would usually be around or usually surround myself with. It's like I really have to warm up to him. But that's a big, like, with a big capital question, with big capital letters and a question mark and exclamation mark. Don't actually take that as, oh, I'm starting to like him. No, I still feel how I feel about him, but it's like he is educated and he speaks. Nah, some of his views are wrong. Like, some of his views are off. But in terms of certain things, he speaks sense. Yeah, let me rephrase it like that. Because there's certain views that he has that I'm not fond of. But yeah, in terms of, like, as a overall character, in terms of his intellect, he is educated. Like, he is But you see, now I'm remembering about the things he was saying about the flags and the asylum seekers and anyway. Cameron came into the house to lose a bit of weight, he was saying to Zila, and not to eat so much crap. And Zila was basically very respectful in terms of, like, if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to ask, and also let me know if I'm overstepping as well. Caroline said to Gani, this is what irritated me a bit as well. Caroline said to Gani that he shouldn't have eaten the food that everyone else cooked because he got gifted Chinese. Okay, cool. I got gifted Chinese. I appreciate that. But if I don't eat Chinese, I'm a person, I don't really eat Chinese food like that. If I don't eat Chinese, I'm going to eat the food that everyone else is cooking. And then Caroline and George was saying Gani was greedy. But how would it be greedy if he's not going to eat the food? If he's not going to eat it, how is it greedy? You see what I'm saying? You see how it's not making sense what you lot are saying? How can someone be greedy if they're not going to eat the food? I don't know how I would survive in a Big Brother house, you know? I don't know how I would survive. I mean, I'll be fine myself mentally, but it's like, people would really get on my nerves, I'm telling you. George thought Richard would have brought other people something as, like, an apology. Like I said, it's clear to see what, like I said, Richard, I'm side-eyeing him. Let him paint out like he's this kind of nice, kind of sweet. Don't let the age fool you. That's all I'm saying. Don't think because he's 60 and he's this nice, sweet, he's coming with a nice story about how he adopted his son and that, which is cute. It's cute. I'm not denying that fact. But people can still have ways about them. Zila and Gani are having a conversation and they're basically confirming their friendship for outside of the house. Zila saying that he really wants to meet Gani when they eventually are all outside. Gani ends up getting evicted and then the wolf pack start howling like wolves. Gani is actually really loved by the public. Like, if it was someone else, I would have voted to save Gani, 110%. And he was low-key bringing the drama as well. Like, he was actually bringing the drama and he was bringing the entertainment. So, it's a shame to see him go, but Zila, for me, is Zila. For me, personally, let me tell you, Zila is for the win. Just because of how Zila is as a person. But on top of that, for a trans person to win Big Brother 2025, I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen. Not just the fact that Zila is trans. Zila as a person, yeah? I'm in support of Zila, how Zila's characteristics and everything like that. But for a trans person to win Big Brother, I would love that. For all you bigots out there, I would love for that to happen. I would love for that to happen. People like Nathan King, I would love for that to happen, for them to see the look on their faces. I would love for that to happen. And yeah, that's it really. That's it. And as you lot already know, Big Brother doesn't show on Saturday, so I'm not really resting because I have 2 shows to review tomorrow. I still have Love Island Games and I have Love is Blind. So I still have the 2 shows and I literally have to be up in a couple of hours. No rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. But yeah, guys, that is it for the Big Brother review. Oh, what a first week it's been, guys. What a first week it has been. Only 6 more weeks to go. But yes, if you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also remember, I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so be sure to join the family. And yeah, I will catch you guys. Well, if you watch Love Island Games and Love is Blind, I'll see you tomorrow. If you're just strictly here for Big Brother, I'll see you on Sunday. Take care.